Now, a lot of you often have trouble coming up with ideas for digital products. So in this video, I'm going to share the exact framework that I use to come up with my own profitable ebook idea that I then went on to sell and make over $2,000 in ebook sales. And I did that without using paid advertising. Now, this framework would be really helpful if you are selling info products. And by info product, I mean a product where you are selling your own knowledge. So you're taking what you know, packaging it into a product, whether that's a course, an ebook, or workshop, and you're exchanging it with people for money. Now, if you're new around here, hello, my name is Dawn Marie, and I am documenting my own journey of starting a digital product business from scratch. And I won't be using marketplaces like Creative Market or Etsy. So if you'd like to see what I've been getting up to, as well as learn from my beginner journey, then I hope you're going to stick around and subscribe to the channel. Plus, if you look in the description box below, you'll find my 10-day action plan to launching and selling digital products, which takes you through all the steps that I took in my business to set up my own systems and start selling digital products. It's free, and I hope you will sign up to get access to it. Now, I started my online business back in 2016, and during that time, I started working on a blog. For my blog, I had to learn how to do SEO to use keywords in my content and create helpful content to get people to find my blog and start reading my blog posts. I didn't rely on Google SEO to get traffic to my blog, but instead I used Pinterest just because at the time I thought that Google SEO was a mountain to climb, and I was looking for the easiest way to get in front of people without trying to understand the technicality of Google. And so I decided to focus my efforts on Pinterest. Now, of course, I took a Pinterest course to help me learn how to do Pinterest SEO, learn the tricks of the trade with Pinterest, and then leveraged those tactics to get people to visit my blog. Now, the one thing that I did do, and I would say I did this over about 2 years before I decided to monetize my readers, is that I created and posted content consistently to my blog. Now, my goal here was to build an audience and also for my readers to trust my expertise. So that's really all that I did over that time. I was learning how to use Pinterest. I was very much hands-on in the content creation, and I also learned how to analyze my blog data using Google Analytics. So over time, as more and more people started reading my content, I realized that some blog posts were getting more visitors than others. And there was one blog post that actually stood out. And I thought, a lot of people are finding this topic interesting and reading it, then maybe it could mean that many of my visitors to my blog probably have the same problem. And the blog post that they read the most was how to do affiliate marketing without a huge website or blog. And so, my friends, my profitable ebook idea was born. Now, I've only reached the idea stage, right? So I still needed to actually validate the idea, because even though I had data to show that people who were coming to my website were reading this blog post the most, I still did not know whether they would actually want to spend money to buy the product. So here's what I did next. I added Aweber to my marketing tools, and I created an email list with it. Now, if you don't know what Aweber is, this is an email marketing automation tool that helps you create emails that you can send automatically to your email subscribers, so you can literally write emails to them and nurture them for sales. So Aweber also allows you to create landing pages and sign-up forms, and then you can embed that into your website so you can start collecting emails. But at the time, Aweber did not have this function, so instead I used lead pages. I created a simple landing page with a form to collect a name and email address, and I told people on the landing page that I wanted to teach them how I did affiliate marketing without using a website or blog. I shared my story with them of how I created a simple blog post and embedded affiliate links into those blog posts, and then ran Facebook ads to that blog post and was able to generate over $10,000 in affiliate sales. And I said that if they wanted to learn the steps that I took to get those results, Plus, we could come together where they can ask questions and learn from me. Then they should sign up and register on the landing page. I said that if there was enough interest, then I would launch an ebook within a month. And by the way, these are the steps that I always take in any business that I run. In fact, this is the exact strategy that I use in this digital product business, and it's all documented in my 10-day action plan. If you haven't already signed up for it, then make sure you use the link in the description box below to get access to it. Now back to the email list. If people did register their interest, this would be proof for me that people were actually interested in learning how to do it and actually paying for the knowledge. And that's what gave me the motivation to building out the entire ebook. Now, how many subscribers did I actually get that really helped me take things to the next step? You won't believe it, but it was no more than 200 subscribers. So this is why I say that you really don't need a huge audience to make at least your first few sales. And I think it's anything that someone can do as long as they have the drive, determination, and patience to get started. Now, to summarize, I started with a blog post that had a lot of readers. I used that as a sign that maybe people were interested in learning more, and then set up a pre-sale landing page to gauge people's interests. Now, you could also do this another way, and that is simply once you've built up your audience of readers or viewers, you could simply ask them in a survey what is their biggest pain point or challenge that is keeping them back from taking the next step. And then you can build a product around the answer that will answer that question. So for example, if you have a blog and people do read it, you can set up a survey funnel on your website to find out what people want. If you have a YouTube channel and people watch your videos, you can set up a poll and ask people what they want. But the key to having a profitable digital product idea is that you first need an audience to speak to and people who will want to buy. Okay, so now that you have your idea, which you think will be profitable and it's based on your audience's feedback or actions, the next thing I had to do was then write the ebook. Now remember, the ebook that I wanted to create was around how to do affiliate marketing without a huge website or blog, which was very specific. It was a very specific topic so that I knew I could go back and look at all the steps and methods and document that step by step by outlining exactly how I achieved my results. My ebook was about one specific topic. It solved one very specific problem, and then I broke it down into modules covering various points in order for them to achieve the outcome that I had. And I think that when you know that one challenge that your audience has and you create an info product to solve it, as long as your audience told you that that's what they need help with, I really think that you can create a profitable info product like an ebook. Okay guys, so that's how I came up with my profitable digital product idea that I then turned into an ebook and generated sales to the tune of over $2,000. So here's what I want you to do. First, grow your following. Whether you grow a following on a blog or website or on a YouTube channel or an Instagram account, you really want to focus on that maybe over 1 to 2 years. I mean, some of you will of course see growth much faster than that, but give yourself a good amount of time to really build a following and build trust with that following by being consistent. The next thing to do is to turn your following into email subscribers by either polling them to find out what their pain point is and asking them questions so that they can join your email list to be notified of when you create your digital product to solve that major pain point. Now, don't forget, you will need a landing page and email marketing software to do that. I use Aweber and Lead Pages for that. And if you want, there are some links in the description box below where you can check it out. And then once your audience has told you exactly what their problem is through the polls, then you will have enough data to decide on the content you will create, which will be your profitable digital info product. When you have your idea and you've created your product, it's time to launch it to generate sales. Okay guys, that's it. I hope you found value from it, and if you'd like to learn more from me, then please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on your bell notifications to get notified of when I post a new video. See you in my next video. Bye now.